Right, let's go. See if this is working. Is this playing or what? Am I live? What's happening? Can you hear me? Is everyone all good, yeah? Yeah, man. Just playing or what? Is everyone fucking watching? Is it? That's the problem with going live, innit? You don't know if it's all fucking up. I remember the last live that I did, or the second to last live, I pulled out the wire by accident. You know, in the middle of a live, and I fucking cut the live out prematurely. So, is it all good, yeah? Yes, shout out to Jordan Froud. What's everyone up to? Everyone all good, yeah? Yes. Seeing some regulars in here now, you know. Shit. Martin J, I fucking love it when I get a notification that Ty is live. Yeah, try and do these every week. Every week, you know what I mean? It's been a big boxing event on the weekend, you know what I mean? It's been a big event, so I need to talk about it, don't I? And I've just watched a little video on Sky Sports, you know, of Eddie Hearn, you know, talking about the Joshua Fury fight. He was like, yeah, the deal's been done. We just need everybody to agree to the deal. Well, it's not fucking done then, is it? Do you know what I mean? Why are you saying it's done if it's not done? You're saying the deal's been done. But then the next minute you're saying that everybody needs to agree to the deal. All parties need to agree. Tyson Fury, Fish Eyes, Bob Arum. Do you know what I mean? So why say it's done? You know what I mean? He's just fucking trying to drag it out. And then he was like, Eddie Hearn was like, yeah, the fight's in Dubai, Saudi Arabia, I mean. The fight's in Saudi Arabia on the 7th of August, the 14th of August. You know, he's lying, innit, Eddie Hearn? He's fucking lying, man. I don't know. He's saying the deal's been done, but they haven't all agreed to it. And that's what Fisheye said, you know, in his interview the other day. He said, like, it's not done at all. We haven't agreed to anything. So Eddie Hearn, you know, he's talking a load of shit again, innit? So, don't believe him. Yeah, shout out to James for the £10. Will Floyd Mayweather paralyze Logan Paul? Yeah, that was the title of my last live, wasn't it? And like, you know, because I titled the video that, like YouTube, they stopped me from like getting paid, you know, from the video. They said it's not eligible, you know, for adverts, you know. I think it was because of the title, but it might have been the things I said in the video. I can't remember. I was really drunk. I think I was smoking a big spliff as well, so yeah, it don't matter. What's everyone up to? Yeah, man. The Gypsy Quitter. Yeah, that's what they call him, Billy Joe Saunders now, aren't they? The Gypsy Quitter. He's kind of getting slandered, innit? You know, because of him slagging off Daniel Dubois, saying, you can't be quitting like that. You've got to go out on your shield. You know, you can't be fucking taking a knee like that. You've got to fucking go out on your shield, man. You know, I'm willing to die in the ring. You know, I'd rather be carried out on a stretcher than fucking quit. So, I don't know, Billy Joe Saunders, you know, saying all that, it's kind of resulting in him getting slandered, isn't it? And like Daniel Dubois, he kind of responded, didn't he? He was like giving Billy Joe Saunders praise, saying, you'll be back stronger. You know what I mean? He was quite classy, wasn't he, Daniel Dubois? Even though Billy Joe Saunders was kind of like dissing him, Daniel Dubois was quite respectable, wasn't he? But what do you think though? Like, do you think Daniel Dubois quitting like that was worse than Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders didn't really quit, did he? You know, Mark Tibbs, he stopped the fight, didn't he? But like some people are saying, you know, because like Billy Joe Saunders, he didn't start complaining, saying to Mark Tibbs, no, you're not stopping the fight. If you stop the fight, you're getting sacked. I'm fighting, yeah? I'm a gypsy warrior, so I'm fighting. So ring the bell, you know, I want to fight, you know, because because he wasn't acting like that. I think people are saying that he's a quitter, isn't he? A gypsy quitter, but I don't know about that. I think I was just watching an interview, you know, with the black quitter, you know, the real quitter, O'Hara Davis. I was just watching an interview of him and one of those IFL fuckers. And like the black quitter, he was like kind of talking a bit of sense for once. Like he was talking about Nick Blackwell. You remember Nick Blackwell who got fucked up by Eubank and got put in a coma? You know, Nick Blackwell, he didn't quit, did he? You know, he went out on his shield. But look at him, you know what I mean? He's fucked up, isn't he? He's really fucking messed up. So it's alright going out on your shield, but like, you know, if Nick Blackwell would have quit a few rounds before, people would have been slagging him off. But, you know, now look at him. He's fucked up in here. Like, people don't really talk about him, do they? Nick Blackwell. He's not really like mentioned anymore. He's like forgotten, isn't he? Like, people don't really fucking talk about him like that. So it's alright going out on your shield like Nick Blackwell did against Eubank, but look at him now, you know, and he's only about 30 years old. So they say that damage done in boxing normally starts to take its toll, you know, when boxers are like in their 40s and 50s. So Nick Blackwell's quite young right now. He's about 30. So when he gets to like 50, you know, he's going to be really messed up because he went out on his shield. So, you know, all this shield bullshit, it's no good, man. Just fucking quit. Just quit, man. Boxing's nothing. I'm telling you. Boxing's not a big deal, man. I'm telling you. I was walking around a shopping centre one time with Billy Joe Saunders, yeah, in Sheffield. And nobody knew him. Nobody was like coming up to him, like asking him for photos and that. Like the average person, the general public, they don't know who these guys are. So boxing's nothing. You know, there's a fucking whole big world out there outside of boxing. I was walking around with Billy Joe Saunders and like hardly anybody knew him. So, you know, if you sit around all day watching those IFL fuckers on YouTube talking a load of crap, you know, and you watch fucking Michelle Hall Phelps talking a load of crap, and you follow all these boxers on Twitter and you're looking at their tweets every day, and you're looking at fucking Michael Benson's tweets and Mike Coppinger, you know, you're probably going to think that that's all there is in life, boxing, but it's a big world out there. So, you know, Billy Joe Saunders, you know, he didn't quit exactly, did he? But he didn't like start kicking off and saying to Mark Tibbs, you better not fucking stop this fight, and if you do, you're not getting paid. You know, he didn't act like that, did he, Billy Joe Saunders? So in a way, I think he was quite, not satisfied, because he was quite sad, wasn't he? But I think he kind of agreed, you know, with Mark Tibbs' decision. He didn't start kicking off, did he? You remember Diego Corrales, you know, when he got stopped by Mayweather? You know, Diego Corrales. You know, his corner, they stopped the fight, didn't they, against Mayweather? And Diego Corrales was like shouting at his trainer, saying, what you doing, man? You know, and he like pushed his trainer and he started really having a go at him, like really kicking off Diego Corrales. So because Billy Joe Saunders didn't do that, I think people are saying that he's a quitter and he's glad it got stopped. But, you know, I've always said, like, boxing's a joke. Boxing's a load of shit. Get in there, get your money and get out. You know, with your health intact. Like, you know, Gerald McLennan. He's fucking blind, innit? He's blind as fuck. But, like, you know him. You know Gerald McLennan. You know, if he would have quit in the fight against Nigel Benn. Like, he kind of did quit, didn't he? Because he, like, took a knee. And he started blinking like that. He was, like, blinking like that. And the referee was counting him. And the referee counted him out, Gerald McLennan. And then when the referee waved the fight off, Gerald McLennan got up, you know, and went back to his corner. And then he fucked up. So Gerald McLennan, he kind of quit, didn't he? But, you know, if he would have quit a few rounds before that, you know, he won't be fucking blind as fuck, would he? He'd still have eyes. Yeah, shout out to Matthew Simmons for the £20. Big Stans and Kez are the black quitters. They couldn't hack it. Yeah. You paid £20 just to say that. Thanks for the money and that, but yeah. Shout out to Brendan Devine for the £5. He did go out on his shield. He got his face broke by the Mexican beef eater. He fought well. Was coming into it. The corner saved him. Saved him. Saved who? Who's Saved him. You mean they saved Billy Joe? Yeah. People say Billy Joe Saunders was boxing really good. You know, they say that he was boxing really well. And I know what they mean. I was watching it and I was thinking he's doing quite good. But I think Canelo's the kind of fighter who lets his opponents do well. I think he just like spends a few rounds like, you know, looking at his opponents, you know, like observing them, you know, watching their movement, trying to time their rhythm. And he like tests them, don't he? I think he spends a few rounds like testing them, you know, seeing if they've got a bit of power. And if they have, he probably goes a bit defensive. So like Canelo, you know, he gives away the first few rounds. He's like observing his opponents, you know, seeing what they've got, you know, checking out their movement and their timing. You know, he's trying to get his distance. He's working them out, innit? Seeing if they've got any power. And then when he kind of works them out, he just fucks them up. So, I know Billy Joe Saunders, he kind of looked like he was doing quite well, didn't he? But I think Canelo let him do well. You know, the Skype wanker, he was doing really well, wasn't he? He was probably up on the scorecards, but Canelo, he spent the early rounds like working him out, the Skype wanker. And then he thought, yeah, I'm going to fuck him up because I've spotted a weakness in him. So I'm going to fuck him up. And then he smacked him up, didn't he? Canelo, he smacked up the Skype wanker. So it's all right doing well, you know what I mean? It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. You know, I started really well against Chris Eubank Jr. I was doing well. And then I fucked up in the last minute of the fight. And I got beat. So it's not really about how you start and how you're doing throughout the fight. It's about how you finish, innit? Canelo fucking finished it. With that beautiful uppercut, you know what I mean? Right in the fucking eyeball. You know, eyeballs. They seem to be like the spot, you know, that kind of causes a lot of damage in boxing nowadays. Before, it used to be like the chin. That was like considered the area, you know, that was like vulnerable. The chin, like, and the temple. But now it seems to be the eyeball. You know, fucking Kell Brook with his little sensitive eye sockets. And Billy Joe Saunders and Daniel Dubois, you know what I mean? So I think eyes, even that Ebony Bridges, you know, with her eye closed against that Shannon Conley. She couldn't really see anything, could she? That Ebony Bridges. So people are giving her a lot of praise, aren't they? That Ebony Bridges, saying, yeah, Billy Joe Saunders, he fucking quit. Daniel Dubois quit. But Ebony Bridges, she fought on until the end. But that's a bit different, isn't it? You know, Ebony Bridges, she was in there with fucking Shannon Contney, who was fucking garbage. She's just garbage, you know what I mean? Fucking Coogan interviews her every minute. So she gets a bit of a following, you know, she gets a few followers and a little blue tick. But she's not all that. But yeah, I like that Ebony Bridges, you know. She was messaging me again the other day, you know, on Instagram. She was fucking like sliding into my DMs, you know what I mean? I don't know if she wants to fuck or what. It's hard to tell. She was like messaging me, you know, talking about her tits. She was like messaging me about her fucking tits, man. You know, like how she's a little Leeds United football fan. Well, she was doing a little tour, you know, of England. You know, after a fight with Shannon Contney. And I think she went to a Leeds United football game, and she told me that like the Leeds United football fans were having a go at her, you know, saying, "You've only got in here because you've got big tits. You know, we've been waiting months and months to get into this arena, this stadium, but you've only got in here because you've got big tits." So that's what this Ebony Bridges was telling me, you know what I mean? So she keeps talking to me about her tits. I don't know if she wants to fuck. I don't know, it's interesting, isn't it? She was doing a little tour, and I think she messaged me as well, like when she was in Sheffield. So, you know, her fucking messaging me about her tits, it kind of says it all, don't it? Yeah, shout out to Ashy for the £5. Ty, you're a legend. My mate wants to hear the Frotch story with the onion rings. Oh, the battered onion rings. Yeah, Carl Frotch was in a restaurant, you know, in Nottingham with like two of his little fucking fake mates. And they were sat down having a meal, you know, in a restaurant. And then the bill came, you know, at the end. And the bill was like £30. And, you know, the two guys who Carl Frotch was with, you know, when they seen the bill, they was like, yeah, we'll just all chuck a tenner in. And then Carl Frotch, he said, no, I'm not paying the same as you. I only had battered onion rings. Do you know what I mean? And he was like kicking off, saying, why should I pay the same as you? I only had battered onion rings. And he was like kicking off, you know, in the restaurant. And like people are like looking at him, like looking over at the table, like, what's going on here? You know, Carl Frotch, he likes fucking kicking off, don't he? You remember when he pushed George Groves on the football pitch and then he fucking pulled him across the table, saying we can all pull about a bit. Yeah, you want to pull about, have a bit of a pull and a push. So Carl Frotch is a bit fucking... I don't know, he's a bit fucked up in here. I want to buy a nice big house in Nottingham, you know, next to Carl Frotch. I'm making some good money, you know, from these videos and from my investments. I've started investing in a cryptocurrency and I've made a few £1,000s from it, you know, in a few weeks. So my goal is to buy a nice big house in Nottingham, you know, next door to Carl Frotch. He'd fucking hate that one, Carl Frotch. Because he blocked me on Instagram. So, you know, if I buy a house next to his, you know, and he has to see me every day, it will fucking really irritate him on it. I'm living in his fucking head, aren't I, rent free. Yes. I'm in his head. What are you lot up to? £2, you know, for that Canelo fight, Billy Joe Saunders. It's quite a good little bargain, isn't it? £2. It's quite a nice little bargain. Yeah, Canelo's brother got kidnapped, didn't he? That's such an interesting story, innit? It's only recently come out, you know what I mean? Like, come on, that's a fucking really interesting story. Canelo's brother got kidnapped by some Mexican gangsters. You know, some kind of Mexican cartel, some kind of fucking big time gangsters. You know, like Daniel Kinan. Canelo's brother got kidnapped by some big time fucking Mexican cartel gang members. And Canelo, he had to like negotiate, you know, his brother's release just before his fight with Rocky Fielding. That's interesting, isn't it? You know, after that, I bet Canelo, I bet he put his like close family members, you know, like his mum and his brother, I bet he put them in a nice, secure house, you know, with these like big gates, big security gates and like armed security, you know, and like a button that you press, you know, that goes straight through to the police. Because he can afford it, can't he, Canelo? Just say if you are a multi-millionaire like Canelo and your brother gets kidnapped and held to ransom. You know, you're going to put your family in like secure accommodation, aren't you? So yeah, I bet his family are fucking... Yeah, shout out to Memory Lane for the £5. Did you see Eubank Jr.'s bet? It was fake. The top left of it shows the stake was 0. He's pretending to win 20 grand. Yeah, he's fake, isn't he? You remember that little fake robbery, you know, when he pretended that his house got burgled? You know what I mean? And like... I don't know, that Eubank, he's like laughing at Billy Joe Saunders, you know, fucking getting fucked up by Canelo, but he boxed Marcus Morrison, you know, in his last fight. I smacked up Marcus Morrison, you know, at 4 days' notice. And Marcus Morrison got smacked up by this other guy called Jason Wellborn, who I beat. So, you know, Eubank fighting someone like that. And the other guy who beat Marcus Morrison was a little journeyman. So, you know, Eubank fucking beating someone like that. I don't know why he's laughing at Billy Joe Saunders. Eubank would get fucked up by Canelo. He would get seriously damaged because I think Eubank Jr., I think he's one of them guys who probably wouldn't get stopped. Do you know what I mean? You know, like his dad. Like his dad, he got knocked down by Joe Calzaghe. And I think he got knocked down by somebody else, but he never ever got stopped, I don't think. So I think some fighters, they just don't get stopped. I think Carl Froch is another one. Carl Froch and Chris Eubank Jr., they had wars, you know, in sparring. And like Carl Froch said that Eubank, he took a load of punches, you know, and just kept coming. So I think Eubank Jr. is one of them guys who can't get stopped. So, you know, fighting Canelo, like not getting stopped would be bad for Eubank. It'll be fucking really bad because he'd just keep walking into punches because he can't box. Billy Joe Saunders, he got his eyes smashed up. And he's a good boxer, isn't he, Billy Joe Saunders? But Eubank, he can't box at all. You know, he's trying to box like Roy Jones now, isn't he? Have you noticed how he's trying to do all that? You know, all that shit. You know what I mean? It's fucking garbage. I feel really ashamed, you know, that I lost to him. It's an embarrassing thing, you know, to have on my CV, like losing to Eubank. It's fucking garbage. Yeah, shout out to True Blue for the €5. Would you do Joshua's sister? And would you pay for the baby if you got her pregnant? I don't think I'd fuck her. I've never fucked a black woman, you know. I've never ever fucked a black woman. I've never ever banged a black woman, to be honest with you. So I don't know if I would fuck her. She tried to like send me a little threatening email, you know, like trying to threaten me with legal action. You know, and I said I wanted to stab Joshua, you know, like, yeah, forget it. Don't mind. Yeah, G-Man Boxing. You know this guy, G-Man Boxing, he just gave me like £11. You know this guy, he like donates in every single live that I do, and I've seen him on other lives as well, and he's donating money after money after money. Like, how much money have you got in the bank, G-Man Boxing? Because you're always donating, and I appreciate it, but I just like wonder like where you're getting all this money from. You've just given me £11. You know, I see you on other lives, you know, like donating money. What's your bank balance, G-Man Boxing? Because I see you chucking all this money around. Yeah. G-Man Boxing, big up Ty. Is Krugan still DMing you on Instagram, complaining about your videos? And has Michelle Hall Phelps ever messaged you? Nah, she hasn't messaged me. I blocked her on Instagram because like someone sent me a photo of Michelle Hall Phelps's, and I like, you know, if you double click on someone's photo by accident, you like the picture, and I didn't want her to know that I liked the picture. So I like blocked her, you know, to try and like stop her from knowing that I accidentally liked her picture. But that's a bit childish, isn't it, from me? That is. It's a bit fucking immature, you know what I mean? It's a bit immature. You know, blocking her so she didn't see that I liked her picture by accident. It's a bit immature on my part. So yeah. The bronze plumber. Get carried out the ring, brother. It's not all about knocking people unconscious and then your eye goes and you want to get out. Yeah, that's a quote in it from Billy Joe Saunders talking about Daniel Dubois. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's why he's got to accept the criticism that he's getting, because you can't give it and not take it. So yeah, he's got to kind of take it on it. That's what he said about Daniel Dubois. That's what I mean. Like sometimes your words can like come back to haunt you, can't they? You remember Umar, IFL Umar, you know, when he was like calling Liverpool people murderers and unemployed bin dippers. You know, and his old tweets got dug up, you know, and then he fucking came out and gave that little daft apology. You know, it fucking backfired, innit? You know, writing all those dodgy tweets. Same with that Shannon Contney, you know, slagging off Muslims. And having a go at Vanessa Phelps. She lost her Adidas sponsorship contract, didn't she? So sometimes your words can like come back to haunt you, can't they? Like, one time I was out on a night out, yeah, and I was talking to this fat woman. You know, we was like chatting and that, and I thought, she's not all that, she's a bit fat, but she might be good at fucking blowjobs. So I was like chatting to her and that, I was chatting. And then this guy walked by and he says, all right, Ty, I like your YouTube videos, yeah. And I said, yeah, thanks for that. And then he carried on walking. And then the fat woman that I was talking to, she said, have you got a YouTube channel then? So I said, yeah. And she said, what's it called? I'll have a look now. So I told her the name of my channel, and she like looked at my channel, yeah. And she was looking down through my videos, and like, one of my videos was called, should a world champion boxer have a fat girlfriend? You know, talking about Terence Crawford and his fat wife. That was one of my videos, you know, on my old channel. So this fat woman that I was talking to, she like seen that video, and she was like, should a world champion boxer have a fat girlfriend? And then she like looked at me and she was like, so what do you think? Should he or not? And I was trying to act all nice and friendly, and I was like, yeah, why not? Yeah, whatever makes them happy, yeah, why not? Yeah, do you know what I mean? And it was a bit cringe. I felt a bit fucking guilty, man. I felt a bit fucking guilty. Fuck who you wanna fuck, man. G-Man Boxing is donating again, innit? How much fucking money has this guy got? He's giving me like £5.50 time. I'd rather give the money to guys who entertain me than spend it on stuff I don't need. Yeah, good attitude, man. Good attitude. Yeah, shout out to G-Man Boxing. He's chucking that money around, isn't he? Did you shag the fat bird? No, I didn't bang her, you know. I don't know. I think she was kind of put off me, you know, after I started, like, after she seen that video about me kind of having to go at fat women. I think she just fucking thought, forget this guy. What you lot up to anyway? What's going on? Shout out to Adam Gordon for the £5. Hi, Ty. What do you think of the Israeli-Palestine conflict? You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I don't want to sound like a cunt, but there's too many problems, like, in life. You know, you can't worry about every little thing. You know, you can't worry about fucking Gerald McLennan being blind. Fucking this person in a wheelchair. That fucking, you know, Michelle Horfeld, she got raped, didn't she? You know, you can't worry about every little thing. You can't worry about every single problem out there. He's got cancer, he's got AIDS, she's been raped. You know what I mean? You can't fucking worry about every little problem out there. So I don't really pay attention to any of this shit. Palestine. You can't worry about every little thing that's going on in the world, otherwise you'll be fucking depressed, man. You have to try and enjoy life, innit? Instead of worrying about, like, fucking... Like, I've got an iPhone here. I've got a little iPhone here. So, you know this iPhone here? This iPhone was probably made by some little Chinese kids, you know, who work like 18 hours in a factory. You know, so I can have a little fancy iPhone. You know, and if they stop working, they get fucking hit with a stick. You know, by some fucking Chinese slave master. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You can't really worry about every little problem, man. You know, little Chinese kids getting whipped. It's a bit fucked up, innit? There was a story. Shout out to Zishan for the £10. Free Palestine. Yeah, free him, yeah, free him. I'm saying you can't worry about every little problem. Like, there was a little story about some Chinese kids, you know, who were working in like little warehouses, you know, making these kind of phones for like fucking 20 hours a day. And like, you know, the slave master who owned the factory, you know, when he finished his shift, you know, to make sure none of the kids left the factory, he like locked the door, you know, overnight. And there was a big fucking fire, you know, and all the little Chinese kids like fucking burned to death. You know, just so I can have a little fucking iPhone. So it's a fucked up world, isn't it? Shout out to Pimp My Sniper for the £5. What do Eddie, Coogan and some of the other boxing faculty think of you? You're a legend. Keep winding up these plonkers of the boxing world. Yeah, they all watch my videos, man. They're watching right now, but they're pretending they don't. Especially Coogan, you know what I mean? He watches every single video. But he tries to make out like he's above it, you know, like he's too good for it. He don't want people to know that he watches these videos. He watches every single one. This is a quote from Billy Joe Saunders from the Bronze Plumber. If my 2 eye sockets are broke, my jaw broke, my teeth out, my nose smashed, my brain beaten, I'm not stopping until I'm knocked out or worse. I know, that's what I mean. That's why sometimes you have to just fucking... I like Billy Joe Saunders, you know, he gave me £20, didn't he? You know, when I was like really broke. You know, before I started making money from these videos and started investing in cryptocurrency. I was a broke fucker, and Billy Joe Saunders gave me £20, and it's quite good of him, you know what I mean? So I don't want to like jump on the bandwagon of like slagging him off. But I suppose if you say things like that and then you it's kind of expected, isn't it? Shout out to Blue Collar Sports TV for the £5. Hi, Coogan. Your legs are deformed. People really pay money just to say that. I know, his legs are fucked up. Coogan's pretty much disabled. He's fucking disabled and he's fucked up. He's got bent legs, he's pouting. You know what I mean? He's drunk in his interviews as well, isn't he? Have you noticed how he's always drunk? He's like slurring his words. I'm a bit tipsy, but yeah, it don't matter. Shout out to Peter Howell for the £5. Tyan, how's your cryptocurrency investments going? Have you bought any new coins? I ain't bought any new coins, you know. I've got the same coins. I've only just started it, Anna, really, probably 5 weeks ago. So I've got about $25,000, you know, in my crypto wallet. So it's going all right. It's going quite good, you know what I mean? Considering that, like, my first boxing match of getting punched in the face, I got £600. And then my second fight, I got about £800. And then the fight after that, I got about £1,000. You know, and I went all the way to Lanzarote in my 5th fight. I probably got paid about 800 quid. So, you know, this cryptocurrency shit, it's easy money, innit? Compared to boxing. So yeah, it's going quite well. Yeah, sorry if I missed any super chats, you know. Sorry about that. Shout out to Fia Garrod. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Thanks for the £5. My woman hates you. Would you have a gender change up to legit box Shannon Contley? Yes or no? Be safe. Would I have a gender change up to box Shannon Contley? No, she's a different weight, isn't she? But I'd probably smack her up, you know, in the streets. Cause she like blocked me on Instagram and like, I don't know, you know, if I seen her and she was getting a bit cocky and she started acting a bit like physical, you know, because she's a little fake world champion boxer. You know, if I seen her and she started acting up, I probably would hit her, to be honest with you. I'd probably smack her up. I don't need a sex change to smack her up. You know, yesterday a police